בווידאו הזה אנחנו הולכים לדבר על שני דברים מאוד מאוד חשובים, גידול באוכלוסייה וגידול תעסוקתי. הדברים האלה מאוד מאוד חשובים לנו שאנחנו בוחנים שוק, אנחנו תמיד רוצים לראות שווקים עם הגירה חיובית, עם סוג אוכלוסייה מסוים, אבל עם כמות שמספקת אותנו, ובצד התעסוקתי, מאחר וזה אחד המנועים הכי חשובים שלנו, אנחנו רוצים לראות שיש שם באמת גם גיוון וגם גדילה. אז כדי להסביר את הדבר הזה, אנחנו הולכים לעבור לקריס, שייתן לנו את כל ההבנה של איפה אנחנו מחפשים ואיך אנחנו מחפשים. So Chris, we're going to talk about population growth and job growth in this video. You're going to show us how we in our company are checking things out, and you're going to show the investors how to do the same.
For sure. So for this, we're going to use bestplaces.net. And when you come onto bestplaces.net, it will show you a search bar and will allow you to type in whatever city you're looking for. In this instance, the city of Lexington is also tied in with the county. They're one and the same. So you have Lexington-Fayette, which is the county within Kentucky. Within that metroplex, the first thing that we look for is we want to make sure that that area has a population of at least 100,000 people. And we can see that here, that the population of Lexington-Fayette is 315,000. It also shows us that in the last 10 years, they've had a positive growth of 9.4%. So both positive things that we're looking for. Typically, if you get under about a 2% to 3% growth, we would call that stagnant for the market. Not saying it's a bad market, but it's not a favorable market. It's not a growing market. Another item we look at when we go into the population, and just by clicking on the population here, Best Places will take you to a little bit deeper into the numbers as far as looking at the population itself. It tells you what the families are made up of. It tells you what their ethnicities are, and that's not really too important for what we're doing. But what is important is, what is the age of our population? Is it a city that has a very, very, very young baby boom, a lot of kids? Those are not, they're not going to be getting jobs. They're not going to be economically sustaining the city. So we're not very concerned with that. Similarly, if the population is very heavy down in the 75 to 84 range, that's not very advantageous to what we're doing either, because we're not doing assisted living. We're looking for young adults to middle-aged adults that are of working age. And that's what you see here with the Lexington-Fayette, is from 25 to 54, that is the density of the population. And that's very important for to sustain the job market. And that's exactly what we're looking for when we're looking for a city to invest in.
Okay, let me interject for a second in Hebrew so I can emphasize what you're saying. אז חברים, מה שקריס פה אומר מאוד מאוד חשוב, אנחנו רוצים לראות באוכלוסייה, בשוק מסוים, אוכלוסייה שהיא מעל 100,000 אנשים. אבל יותר חשוב מזה שאנחנו נכנסים, אותנו פחות מעניין המגדר, או כמה נשים גברים ואיזה מוצא הם, אלא יותר חשוב לנו הגילאים שלהם. ולנו חשוב שהגילאים יהיו איפשהו באמצע. אנחנו לא בתחום בתי האבות או הסיעוד, ולכן אם אנחנו רואים שוק שהוא ב-70, 75 צפונה, אנחנו פחות נרצה להשקיע בו אם רוב האוכלוסייה היא כזאת, וגם אם רוב האוכלוסייה היא צעירה מאוד, פחות טוב לנו. אנחנו רוצים להיות, זאת התפלגות מאוד מאוד טובה של שוק, שאנחנו רואים שרוב האוכלוסייה היא מגילה 25 עד גיל 55, שזו האוכלוסייה שבגדול תסחור מאיתנו את הדירות האלה, ואנחנו רוצים לראות שרוב האוכלוסייה בנויה משכבות הגיל האלה. Go ahead, Chris.
All right, so I'm just going to hit back and go back to the initial page for Lexington-Fayette. So the second thing we look for when we go into a city and we're reviewing the city is we're going to look at the unemployment rate and see where that's setting. And then to get deeper data into the job market, we're going to scroll down the page and it has job market. We're going to click into job market. And then within the job market, we're going to scroll down. Obviously, you see the unemployment rate again compared to the US rate. So they're pretty in lockstep. All these tell you kind of what each industry makes on average. It's a lot of data. We're not too concerned with those pieces. What we are most concerned with is down here at the unemployment data. And what I like about this website is it goes back 30 years on this chart. So you can see where the state of Kentucky falls. You can see where the Lexington Fayette Metroplex and the Lexington Fayette City fall. And you can see where they've been over the years. So we can look back at the 2008-2009 timeframe when unemployment surged and see how well this area did. And to come up to an 8% during that time period, anytime you can hang around a 6% is very sustainable for the economy. So Lexington itself did not get too far removed from the 6%. So they stayed relatively stable even during the economic crisis back in 2008, 2009. We're going to scroll on down because the other item that does matter is we want to see different types of industries within the job market. So these are all these are all the different densities of all the different trades within the job market. And you can see there are several that are all fallen in the 40 to 50,000 range, and they help support each other. So you know that this isn't a single job market type of city to where if you had that industry leave town, it would totally wipe out the city. And in contrast, I'll show you another market, which is Fayetteville, North Carolina. We're going to compare these two. And I'm going to take you to the main page on Fayetteville, North Carolina. So they've got the population over 100,000, like we said we need. So that's good. The growth is almost 6% in the last 10 years. So not bad. It's not as good as Lexington Fayette, which was at 9%. The unemployment rate is double. It's current today that is steady. It's already at 6%. So that is a potentially unfavorable item. I'm not going to deep dive into the population piece, but what I do want to show is when we scroll down and we go into that job market, like I said, it's already sitting at 6%. So let's go see how it did during the 2008-2009 downturn. So we're going to scroll down and we're going to see they came up into the 10% range. So again, like I say, the closer you can hold to 6, the more sustainable it is. The MSA went all the way up to 10. The immediate city stayed at 8. But you'll see why that is here in just a minute when I scroll down to the different industries. And remember how you said you want the different industries to be supporting each other. And you notice all of these are pretty in lockstep. It's a spread of people in the different jobs. And then all of a sudden you have this one down here that jumps up and it triples, if not quadruples, a majority of the other jobs in the line. Fayetteville, North Carolina is a U.S. Army hub on the East Coast. And that one line item is all the contractors that support the base and support the Army and all their activities in that city. So in the event there was a military drawdown in size or there was a need for a deployment, you're going to lose a huge portion of that support for that economy in the town. And I happen to have been there and got to see that effect happen. So there are a lot of people that will invest in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and I'm not saying it's definite do not do it, but there is major pause for concern anytime you see a single industry supporting the economy of a city.
So I have to interject and just elaborate in Hebrew because it's important. What you're saying is profound and it needs to be elaborated. חברים, קריס נתן פה שתי דוגמאות מאוד 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 טובות. הדוגמה של גיוון תעסוקתי ולמה הוא מאוד מאוד חשוב. בדוגמה הזאת פה שאנחנו רואים על המסך, אנחנו רואים שיש פה תעשייה אחת, שפה למעשה זה חברות שתומכות באיזשהו בסיס צבאי מאוד מאוד גדול, והן למעשה נשענות עליו. וכמו שאתם רואים, כל התעשיות נמצאות באיזשהו מקום מאוד מאוד זהה, ופתאום יש לנו קפיצה מאוד 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 משמעותית בדבר הזה. אנחנו לא אוהבים את הדבר הזה, מאחר ואנחנו מבינים שהשוק הזה נשען מאוד 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 חזק על תעשייה אחת. למעשה פה זה הבסיס הזה. ברגע שהבסיס הצבאי הזה יצטמצם, יבוטל, יעבירו אותו מקום, כל התעשייה הזאת למעשה קורסת, והאבטלה למעשה תצמח, ופה אנחנו לא רוצים להיות. אנחנו רוצים להיות בשוק שהוא יותר מגוון, שאנחנו רואים באמת שכל התעשיות מדברות אחת עם השנייה באותה רמה, ואין משהו אחד שהוא מאוד 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 קיצוני בגדילה שלו. Anything else, Chris, that we need to discuss on this video? Okay.
All set. Those are the key indicators.
Okay, guys, thank you very much. חברים, כנסו לאתר, תתחילו לשחק עם השווקים, תתחילו לראות את הנתונים מול העיניים, ותכתבו לנו בתגובות מה מצאתם, מה אתם חושבים, ובואו ננהל דיון על הדברים. בהצלחה.